Hello children, welcome to this class. Today I am going to take your seventh video. Last time I was discussing about punctuators, operators, data types, primitive data types, and that I was discussing about integer data type in that byte, short, int, long. In floating point data type, I was discussing with float, double. After that I discussed about character data types and boolean data types. In the same continuation, today I am going to start the topics that are variables, variable declaration, variables initialization, default values of variables, constants, comments in Java. Generally there are three types of comments in Java, that is single line comment, multi-line comment, or documentation comment. After that I am going to give some assignment work for you. For that I'll just explain each and everything at the last of my video, or I'll give a PDF. So you can do any one from that. Either you go through the PDF or you just see the video. Okay. Now, so let us start with the first one, that is variables. A variable is an identifier that denotes a location in computer's memory to store a data value. You can think of the variables as a box where you can store data for later use. Since the data in the box can change, a variable may take different values at different times. During the program execution, it is the computer's job to keep track of where the data is stored, as a programmer only need to remember the names of this variable. Variable names are chosen by the programmer. It is suggested to use meaningful names so that anyone can easily comprehend what they represent. For example, instead of using TM to represent total marks, you can use total marks. Declaring variables. Variable declaration play an key role in a Java program. A variable can be used in a Java program only if it has been declared during the program execution. When the computer executes a variable declaration, it performs the following two tasks. First one, sets aside memory for the variable. Second, associate the variable's name with that memory. A simple variable declaration has the following syntax. Data type, that is variable name, where the data type can be any primitive data type, and variable name is the name of the variable. Since a variable is an identifier, all the rules of identifier naming convention also apply. The following statement will declare an integer type variable, that is fee amount. So integer is your data type, fee amount is your variable. Now fee amount is variable name. It will allocate some memory. I have not initialized, so this is the blank. A declaration statement must end with a semicolon. Similarly, the following statements will also declare a float type variable, that is simple interest, and character type variable, that is choice. So I have used float, simple interest, and char, that is choice, that is character type. If you need to declare more than one variable of the same type, you can declare them all in one line. For example, I want to declare three data types. Okay, sorry, I have to declare three variables of same data type. So day, month, year. I want all these three as a short. So I declare short, day, comma, month, comma, year. Same if I want to use two variables of same data type, that is float. So I am using gross pay, comma, net pay. By using comma, I can use this float data type. So it is can be in declaration of variable. Second is initializing variables. You know now how to declare a variable. Now let's learn how to store some data in it. Storing data in a variable means assigning a value to it. Let us see some ways to initialize variables. First one, you can assign a value to the variable at a time of its declaration. For example, the following statement would declare an integer type variable, that is fee amount, and assign an initial value of 750 to it. Now, integer is data type, fee amount is your variable. Now, 750 is the value. So, variable name is fee amount and the memory location of 750 will be saved. Here the variable fee amount is set to be initialized with an initial value of 750. Second example, we can say you can declare a variable and initialize it separately as shown below, like integer data type account number. Now when we declare the account number variable, in second line we can assign that account number is equal to 10000200456. So this is second way to initialize variable. Third one, you can assign a value to multiple variables in one statement or choose to declare some and initialize the others, like short day is equal to 10, same comma I have used, month is equal to 4, year is equal to 2020. Same we can use integer data type p comma q is equal to 7 r. That means here I have initialized only q, rest I have left as a variable. Fourth point, in initial value does not have to be literal. It can be any expression. For example, integer x is equal to 2, comma y is equal to x plus 5. This x plus 5 is equal to expression. Next is default value of variables. Of variables that are declared but not initialized are given a default value by the compiler. Table 7 listed here, that default values of the data type supported by Java, but to depend on such default values is generally considered to be a bad programming practice. Now here I have shown data types, second side I have shown default values of the same variables and all that. First one is byte, its default value is 0. Second one is short, its default value is 0. Third one is your integer, its default value is also 0. Then I have used for long data type, the value will be 0, L is for long. Same float, it is a decimal, so I'll use 0.0f. Double, it is /u 0000. Character, the value will be false, and non-primitive or reference data type value, default value will be null. Now let us see a program. So I have written, write a program to display values of various data types. For that I have written a program, public class Java data types. In that I have used public static void main. After that byte variable, the value is 125. Short var, the value is 1729. So this is initial variable, value is 1 2 3 4 5 6. Long var 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 0. Then float, value is 656.55. F is for float. Double variable, the value is 3422.36. D is for default. Again character I have used, that is char. The char variable D, single quotation mark I have used, that is representation for character. Same string variable I have used for Satyamev Jayate. Now boolean value I have used for false. Now I have used all these values or data types with system.out.println. So I have used first one, that is system.out.println byte var is equal to, here I have used double quotation, so it will be displayed as it is, you can see here. And the value of this byte var, it is here because it is without double quotation mark, so it will represent this 125, the value of that variable. But it is in double quotation mark, so it will be printed as it is on the output. So here I'll see system.out.println short var whose value is 1729. Here I mentioned it here. So it is initialization of values and it is coming here with a variable. So integer value is 1 2 3 4 5 6. Here it is integer value is like that. So how many number of times I've used system.out.println, that is 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9. So here 9 system.out.println I've used to represent the various data types. So all this along with their values is coming on the terminal window. So this is how to represent data values of different data types. Constants. Sometimes you may not want to change the value of a variable once it has been initialized. For example, in a program that calculates simple interest, you may want to keep the interest rate, that is 0.08, throughout the entire program. In this Java, the modifier final can be used in a variable declaration to ensure that the value stored in the variable cannot be changed after the variable has been initialized. The keyword final makes a variable as a constant, that is, whose value cannot be changed. Consider following statement. Now final double, that is data type, interest rate, that is variable name, equal to 0.08. This is the value initialized. In the above example, the value of interest rate cannot change anywhere else in the program. The final modifier tells the Java compiler that this value will not change. Any assignment statement that tries to assign a value to interest rate will be flagged as a syntax error when the program is compiled. Note that in the variable's name, only the uppercase letter with underscore have been used to separate the English word. Java does not require this particular style for constant, but it helps in improving the readability of the code. There are a number of advantages of using constant like this. First, it improves the programmer's readability and make it easier for someone to understand the code. Second, any initial change to such variables will be flagged by the compiler. Third, later if there is a change in the value of such variables, example interest rate change, you just need to modify its value at one place and all the other occurrences will take care of automatically. So this is all about constant. Write a program to compute the surface area of sphere. Surface area of sphere is equal to 4 pi r square. I have written program for this. So public class sphere, then curly braces, public static void main string argument. This is void main function. After that I have initialized all this. So final double. I want this pi value to be constant, so I've used final here. So pi equal to 3.14159. So this is value in double. Same double radius, radius 17.8. So this radius I have initialized in double. Again these two are of double. So third, surface area. To find that I am again using same data type, that is double. So surface area is equal to 4 pi r radius into radius, that is r square or radius square. Some system.out.println, that is surface area of sphere with radius. It is in double quotation marks, so it will come as it is. Now radius, it is without double quotation marks, so its value is 17.8. So it will display 17.8 when it is executed. Is surface area. What is surface area? 4 into pi into radius. So after calculated, it will display the output on the terminal window or output window. So here I have used surface area of sphere with radius 17.8 is 398.5255.024.000003. So this is the output in that context of system.out.println. Now next topic is comments in Java. Writing carefully comments code is good programming style. Comments are usually added in a program to give an overview of the code and provide additional information that is not readily available in it. The primary purpose of comments is document the code so that even a lay person can understand the purpose of written code. Comments are appear anywhere in your code except the middle of the identifier, a reserved word, or a literal constant. Now, Java program can have three styles of comments, that is single line, multi-line, and documentation comments. First one, single line comment. It is the simplest comment in Java that appears in a single line. This type of comment begin with double slash. It continue to the end of the line during the compilation process. Once the compiler encounters a double slash, it ignores any text following it. Second one is your multi-line comment. Sometimes multi-line are required to explain the logic of a program. In such cases, the programmer can use a multi-line comment. This style of comment starts with the initializing slash asterisk, that is slash asterisk, and ends with the terminating asterisk, that is asterisk 1 then slash. Therefore, the comments can extend over a multiple lines. Note that there must be no space between the slash and asterisk. Third one is your documentation comment. Documentation comment is a special comment called Java code, Java doc, that looks like a multi-line comment, but it is generally used to generate external document about the source code. This type of comment begins with a forward slash followed by two asterisks and ends with an asterisk followed by forward slash. The compiler ignores this kind of comment just like other comments. So this is all about your comments in Java. That are three type of comment in Java: single line comment, multi-line comment, and documentation comment. Here we'll see with the demo how comments work. Now here I've used slash then asterisk symbol. Comment demo in. Now this is a comment in Java. This span multiple lines. So I've started with slash asterisk and I've used this slash star or slash. So it is multi-line comment because I've used this in different lines. Then I've written public and all that. So public class name is there. Then after that, for this main function, I've again declared double slash. So it is a single line comment. The main method declaration. This is main method declaration. I've commented that the main method declaration. Same here I've used, that is string fruit. Double quotation I've used. That's why it is string. Now again I've used double quotation mark, that is declare and initialize variable. It is a variable, name is fruit. It is initialized with the value mango of string data type. So I have declared this. So I've used declare and initialize variable. So it is also single line comment, and this is also single line comment because I've used double slash. Double slash is generally used for single line comment. After that I've used for logic and all that, I've used slash asterisk and again asterisk slash. Here whatever I'll write, that can be a multi-line comment style in a single line. This is new way or way to write multiple line comment in a single line. So these are the three different type of comments, style of comments. Now key point to remember while using comments, what the points you are going to keep in mind when you are going to use the comments and all that. First, you should keep your comment clear and concise. Always arrange them in a code such that they are easily to see and it is clear what they document. If comments are too long or are all over the statement, they may make the code more difficult to read. So all these 3 points you are going to keep in mind before you start to mark or use comments in your program. Point at a glance, in this chapter we have studied about a character set is a defined list of characters that can be used by a computer. A SCII character set is a 7-bit set of codes that allow 120 different characters. 27 equal to 2 to the power 7 is equal to 128. The extended ASCII code is an 8-bit character set that allows 256 different characters, that is 2 to the power 8. to 56 characters. Now, the Unicode character set uses between 8 and 32 bit per character, so it can represent characters from written language throughout the world. An escape sequence is a set of characters that has a special meaning to the Java compiler. In an escape sequence, a character is preceded by a backslash. Java offers 5 tokens, that is keywords, identifiers, literals, punctuators, and operators. Keywords have a special meaning to the Java compiler. Identifiers are used in a Java program to name things such as variables, methods, classes, objects, etc. Literals is a sequence of characters that represent values in a program and are stored in variables. Punctuators are symbols used for grouping and separating the code. Operators are symbols used to perform arithmetic or logical operations in given expression. Java offers two categories of data types, primitive and non-primitive data types. There are 8 primitive types in Java, which are byte, short, int, long, char, float, double, and boolean. A variable is an identifier that denotes a storage location in the computer's memory to store a data value. Memory locations whose value cannot be changed within a program are called constants or symbolic constants. In Java, the modifier final can be applied to variable declaration to ensure that the value stored in the variable cannot be changed after variable has been initialized. Now children, assignment from this chapter, that is chapter number 3, values and data types. Question number 1. Answer the following questions in short. What is a character set? What is an escape sequence in Java? What does the token, that is identifier, refers to the context of Java? What are literals in Java? Or what is a literal you are going to write? Describe the use of final keyword. What is the purpose or use of final keyword? Then question number 2. Answer the following question in one word or one sentence. Give an example of keyword. What are the default values of primitive data type, that is integer and float? Name the primitive data type in Java that is 64-bit integer and used when you need a range of values wider than those provided by int. A single 16-bit Unicode character whose default value is U0000. Now question number 4. Give one example of primitive data type and composite data type. Now after that, question number 3 is assignment questions, where you are going to write all these 5 questions. What is the result of evaluating the following expression? 1 plus 2 into 2 divided by 2 plus 2. Which of the following are Java keywords? Input, class, public, int, x, y, or radius. Explain the following statements in Java, comma, total, 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 and total are different identifiers. How would you print character set like slash, single quotation in Java? Classify the following as primitive and non-primitive data type: character, arrays, int, classes. Distinguish between tokens and identifiers, operators and separator, character and string, integer and floating constant, double quotation A and single quotation A. So these are the assignment you are going to do in your copy. Now dear children, in next time I am going to start your next chapter, new chapter, that is operators in Java. In that I am going to teach you forms of operator, that is unary, binary, ternary, and types of operator: arithmetic operators, relational operator, logical operator, segment operators, increment and decrement operators, and conditional operator. By that time, take care of your health and be safe in your homes. God bless you all. Thank you.